Hey everybody, Dylan Strachan here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. So I'll do a quick back to the drawing board, talk about comic books, show what's on my drawing table, and what a fun launch day. So Hit and Run is live right now on Kickstarter. Go to dylanandrewsart.com if you want to see the link. Go to kickstarter.com and pledge as much as you can. We're 50% funded. I'd love to hit goal today, right now, tonight. So I've had a lot of fun today doing it's a lot of stress and anxiety around launching a Kickstarter campaign. I've done it a few times now, and I've done different crowdfunding platforms, but Kickstarter is kind of the gold standard. I had a lot of fun doing Zoop. Tried Indiegogo, which was fine. I think everybody should try to use whatever platform they think works best for them. And Kickstarter has a lot of great things about it that I think are awesome and incredibly useful and user friendly. So happy to be back on that platform. And but I really want to hit goals. So please go right now, Dylan Andrews Art. If you want to get the link, go to Kickstarter.com. Look for Hit and Run. And I got original art to give away. So these are going to be sent out to backers. So grab an original art level, and you could get one of these original pieces of art that are going to be used in the comic, future issues, or in this issue. So my characters Hit and Run are really important to me. I love drawing these characters. They are twin brothers who are fed up with how a drug called shock has ruined their city. And so they take the war to the streets and fight back against criminals. And it's really just an over the top hero action comic. But it's about my love of comics. And so it's a comic book about comic books, essentially. And the reality that they live in, comic books are popular. And I kind of thought about it like currently everybody goes to the movies and sees the movies and discusses the movies. And the movies were and are incredibly popular. Everybody saw the Avengers movie, made billions of dollars. But nobody saw the comics. And it's like, what if there was a reality? What if there was a world where the comic book was what everybody went to see or everybody got? And the movie was not less important, but not as relevant? And I'm like, oh, what a fun world that would be if everybody was discussing who the casting of the artist and the penciler were instead of who the casting of the actor is. So that's kind of what I was thinking, that if there was a reality where comic books were more important or as important to everyone else as they are to me. And so that was kind of part of the reason I started creating these characters and talking about this world that they're in. So the idea that people in this world or this reality would become masked vigilantes and heroes and be influenced by comic books it's not out of the ordinary. The criminals are, vicious and evil, and so why wouldn't you have people who are as heroic and so that's kind of the idea for Hit and Run. So hopefully you think that sounds cool. If you think that sounds cool, go to Dylan Andrews Art right now, and the link is at the top. Link's also in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram. And link is in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. So those are kind of the platforms I'm using. I don't use Facebook much anymore. I post stuff there and people just don't see it. So it's like, okay, well. But people seem to see the YouTube and they seem to see the Instagram. And so really what I want to try to do with this series, this first issue, is just reach as many people as possible and find people that like what I'm doing and want to support it and think it sounds like a cool concept and want to help us hit goal, because we were close to hitting goal. We're almost 50% funded. So go right now to Kickstarter and back Hit and Run issue 1. You can get a copy of issue 1. You can get issue 0, which is like the raw pencil version. You can get issues 1 and 0 if you want. You can get a sketch cover with my drawing on the back of it, on the sketch cover. You can get, what else can you get? Add-on hats or shirts or sweatshirts if you want to. That's kind of fun. I like when campaigns offer stuff like that, merch. So that's available. Yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. Happy to talk about it and happy to share what Hit and Run issue 1 is about. And it's about Hit and Run are the characters' names. And Hitch and Runner Owens are their real names. They're twin brothers, and they grew up reading comic books in Shell City. And Shell City became overrun with criminals in a drug called shock, and they decided to take the fight to the streets and become vigilantes and fight crime. And it goes okay. This first issue, it doesn't go great. They definitely have a lot to learn. They're definitely arrogant. They definitely come out swinging like they know everything, and they quickly get their asses handed to them. But they are formidable. In this reality, there are, the good guys are good and the bad guys are bad. So they can hold their own, but it depends on who the villain is that they're facing. So they have a bunch of bad guys that fight against, Deadface and Battleman, and all these other characters. So I want them to have a really robust rogues gallery. It's the thing I always loved about like Flash, Batman, Spider-Man. So many cool bad guys that they could go up against. So I'm hoping to really flesh out. And speaking of that, you can be one of the villains in the comic in subsequent issues if you really want to jump in at a higher reward tier. I was going to offer the opportunity to be homaged as a villain. So I don't know, maybe your likeness, your name, could be a bad guy in a future issue. I thought that'd be kind of fun. I don't know if I'm going to take up on that, but then you'd be appearing as the bad guy in multiple panels, multiple pages. Maybe you'd be a henchman? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But it'll be cool. Whatever you want to, I'm flexible. Whatever people really want to do. If they're like, oh, that's the greatest idea. I really want to be a bad guy in your comic book. Cool. I'll figure it out. I haven't written the future issues yet, but I have an idea where we're going to go with it. So, and yeah, thank you so much to everybody that's gone to Kickstarter and checked out the campaign for Hit and Run. It's my best work yet. Super psyched to have it ready to go. I just need your help to hit goal so I can get it printed and shipped. So go right now. You can check it out at Dylan Andrews Art, or links in the bio, or whatever. They're fun characters to draw too. I want them to be influenced by, a lot of the hero kind of comics I read. Deathstroke, Daredevil, Batman. Definitely influenced by a lot of those sort of street level. Bullseye. Big fan of Bullseye. One of my favorite characters for all time. So definitely influenced by a lot of those sort of genres of characters. I think, I wear my influences on my sleeve. So if anybody has any questions about the Hit and Run campaign, let me know. Happy to answer them. If you want to know more about the main characters or the story, really though, just back it. Just go and back it. Just back the truck up. Just go right now to Kickstarter, jump in, help us hit goal, and then just sit back and relax. The comic book is practically done. Just needs your help to get it printed and shipped, and then you'll be receiving your rewards as soon as possible. I try to have my campaigns go out pretty quickly, so hopefully you think the characters look cool and you want to go back to campaign. And drawing these type pencils is not something I usually do. Usually I'm drawing a lot digitally, but just really wanted to draw on paper. And so I was like, well, let me offer these up in the campaign. So, I have a purpose for creating them. And so that was kind of the thinking behind it, was these are going to be available as original art pieces. And they're fun because, they're different because they're just in raw pencil. But if somebody really wanted me to ink one up, I could, if that's what you want. But I think they're just kind of fun in raw pencil. Hopefully you think it's cool. If you don't think it's cool, that's fine. I think it's cool. There's a little hip holster. Yeah, that looked good. So yeah, go right now, Hit and Run on Kickstarter. I can't check how the campaign is doing. I hope it's doing well. I think we're almost at 50% funded, which is great. I'd love to get to 100% funded. That'd be even better. So hopefully you're able to help us hit goal. Hopefully you're able to find a reward level that you like and put a couple bucks down, help us hit goal. You won't be charged until the campaign ends. So, spend as much as you want. Grab a reward level you think is cool. If you want to be a bad guy in the book, that's available. If you want to get custom variant covers, that's available. If you love my work and would love to have you want to have your own drawing on my comic book, that's an option. Happy to have you. Jump on in. See, I've been listening to a lot of Less Than Jake today. Really enjoy Less Than Jake. Great band. Yeah, I think it looks cool. All right, hit and run right now on Kickstarter. Go to DylanAndrewsArt.com if you want to get the link. Link is also in my bio and in the description. And have a great night. Okay, thanks. Bye.